Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Please confirm in the chat box. Students, am I audible? Please confirm in the chat box. Thank you so much, students. Welcome back. Let's proceed with the session again. So whatever we have discussed till now is clear to you. Is anyone new in the session? This is a demo session 2. Okay, 2 of the students. Okay, good. Very good. Have you been through the recording we have discussed yesterday? Have you been through the recording, whatever we have discussed yesterday? Not yet. Okay, you saw it on YouTube. Very good. Yes, very nice. Let's proceed further and take a quick recap of whatever we have discussed till now. So let's go ahead. So what we discussed yesterday was about Python. So what is Python? What is Python? Python is a general purpose, simple, platform independent, highly interpreted and high level programming language. These were what? These are the features of Python. So now how it is general purpose, simple, platform independent, we have discussed about it. Let's proceed further. Kinds of applications we can help develop with the help of Python. We discussed here, we discussed the website development, AI applications. Like if we want to proceed our career in AI, we need to know the knowledge of machine learning, deep learning, etc. For that, we need to have the knowledge of Python again. Now, if I want to make the YouTube as audio video based applications, if I want to develop, I need to have again the knowledge of Python. If we want to make career as a data analysis or data analytics in any field, whatever field we want to go ahead with, if we'll go ahead with the schooling, if we go ahead with the education programs, computer visions, so what is necessary everywhere? Python. Even we can solve numerical and complex mathematical operations with the help of Python. Now let's proceed with the Python. We discussed yesterday about history, in which we discussed that it was conceived in the year 1980. It was conceived like the Guido van Rossum, father of Python, started working on Python programming language in year 1980 and brought into action in 1989. But officially, it was released in year 1991. And he developed this language at CWI in Netherlands. Now, as I've told you, now it is managed and maintained by a non-commercial organization, that is Python Software Foundation, PSF. After that, we have discussed about the versions of Python, which I meant is we have 3 major versions, 1.x, 2.x, and 3.x. So when we were discussing about the versions, the newest version of Python is 3. Like if we talk about 1.x, in which 1 is the major version and x represents the minor version. Same we have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 till 7, which is outdated nowadays. So as I've told you that Python does not support the backward compatibility. Now Python 2.x, where 2 is the major version, some of the companies are still using 2.x, it is still in use. But the latest version is Python 3.13. So we recommend you to go ahead and download 3.13 version. Told you the downloading process of this. You can always go ahead with www, the official website of Python software, www.python.org, from where you can freely download the Python language. Right? Shown you the Python command prompt as well. in the recording. If some of the students are not clear with it, they can ask me the question or they can go through the recording. Now, if we talk about 3.13, as I've told you, point 1, the minor changes which takes place comes under point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. So it takes place like this. 3.13 version was released in October itself. So we always recommend you to go ahead and download the latest version. Now, after that, we have started discussing about the features of Python, in which before that, I've told you that features are what? Before that, I wanted to let you know that it is inspired from the 4 different programming languages. One is C, C++, Modulo 3, and Perl. Why? Because it has learned functional programming from C, object orientation programming from C++, modular programming language from Modulo 3, and scripting from Perl. So features. Now let's proceed with the features. Now features are what? Are the services or facilities provided by the language developers in the language used by the language programmers for developing the real-time applications. As discussed, we have 11 features in Python. Simple, freeware, and open source. Platform independent, dynamically typed programming language, interpreted programming language, high level, robust, extensible, embedded, both functional and object oriented programming language, and also support the third party APIs. APIs are application programming interface, such as NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, SkyPy, Scikit, etc. So we have started discussing and discussed till high-level programming language. Let's proceed and take a quick recap of features. Now, why it is known to be a simple programming language? Python, as I've told you, it is simple, platform-independent, highly interpreted, and high-level programming language. Now, how it is simple? Simple means first factor, because of its rich set of APIs. APIs, as I've told you, application programming interface. APIs are the library, so that if we'll go ahead with the libraries, Python programmer can reuse the predefined code. They need not to write their own code. So Python-based programming language is easy to use. Python APIs are what? It's a collection of modules. Like if I want to go ahead with any module, I just need to import that and I'll be able to work on it. Right? Now, import calendar, I'll be able to work on that. Import maths, I'll be able to work on that. But it will work when we'll start with the programming. I'll show you. After that, factor 2, it's garbage collector facilities. Garbage collectors, as I've told you in the example also, like if I save something, that will be saved in the form of object. Now, what happens is if I've saved some variable, let me show you one more time the example. Let's open the Python command prompt. I've shown you a is equal to 10. Now, if I write print a, it will only remember a. Now, if I change the value, the object value is changed. Variable is a again, and the value is changed to 12. Now, if I write print a, it will always remember 12, not 10. Why? Because the garbage collector will come and remove that, which helps in the performance of Python-based applications, right? So whenever we save anything, and if I want to go ahead with this, it will remove the unused memory space and improves the performance. So garbage collectors, what does it do? It takes care of the automatic memory management. If I want to go ahead with A10 again, I need to write it again. Otherwise, we won't be able to get the output. It will remember this. If I'll again write print A, I will get 10 only, no 12. Third factor, it's user-friendly syntaxes. So the non-IT students, let me tell you, syntaxes are what? Exactly like as we have the formulas. Now, syntaxes, because of its user-friendly syntaxes, Python programmer can develop the error-free programs in the limited span of time. So these are the 3 key features which makes it a simple language. Now let's proceed. Let's proceed further with the second feature. Second feature we discussed was platform independent language. I've told you that we have two types of languages, platform dependent language and platform independent language. Now, what do we understand by platform dependent and platform independent? Platform dependent languages whose data types change from one OS to another. All right. Now, if I talk about the platform independent language, its data type remains same on all the OSs, right? Now, if I'll talk about the platform independent language, because why it is independent language? Because whatever we are storing will be stored in the form of objects. Even though already, if we store something in Java, that is also stored in the form of objects, but in Java also, but Java is size restricted. Whereas if we talk about Python, we can store unlimited amount of data, right? Let's go ahead further. Now, third is open freeware and open source. Now, freeware and open source. Why it is freeware? Because it can freely download it from anywhere. We can download it freely from its official website, as I've told you, www.python.org. We have it's different from Windows also, for Mac OS also, we have the different facilities. You can go ahead, and if you want to go ahead with this, I've shown you. Let's go ahead and show you one more time. Like if you want to go ahead, just go to www.python.org, go to the official website, go to downloads and download the latest version. You can see all the releases, source codes, Windows. And please remember, while downloading, you need to click on all the options. Whatever you will get, you need to click on all of it. Then only you'll be able to get answer. Let's proceed further now. Let's proceed further now. Is this clear till here, students? Any questions? Any questions? Come on, students. It's clear to everyone. Very good. Let's proceed now. Open source. Why it is known to be the open source? Because the standard name of Python is a C Python. And now company vendors are using their own in-house customized version, as the Java-based Python is used as Jython or JPython. Iron-based Python C hash .NET applications is known as Iron Python or IPython. If we want to develop the microcontrollers, they use the MicroPython. We have Ruby Python and Anaconda Python as well. Now, dynamically typed programming language. Dynamically typed programming language means we have two types of programming language. One is static type and second is dynamically typed. Now, when we talk about the static type programming language, in this programming language, declaration of the data is mandatory. Right? We need to define a variable all the time, that this is A is equal to 10. I wrote there, right? I've written here A is equal to 10. Now, here declaration is not mandatory, but if we'll talk about the Java-based application, it is necessary to mandate to declare the variable. In spite of this, if I write print A, type of A, I'll get the output, what type of variable it is. This is the integer type data. So we are getting the output on our own. We need not to go ahead with this. But in the static type, declaration is mandatory. Let's go ahead now. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. Just a second. Yes. In C, C++, it is mandatory to describe it. Let's go ahead. Dynamically type, we need not to describe it. Now, let's go ahead further. Interpreted programming language. Now, what happens in interpreted programming language? Whenever we save any program, we need to save that file with .py extension. With what? .py extension. Now, what is .py extension? File name .py extension. Now, whenever we execute the Python programs, two processes takes place internally. One is a compilation process, and second is an execution process. Now, what happens in the compilation process is, now whatever we have saved the file, it will check for the syntaxes. The source code is like I've saved one file with some .py. I've saved the file, made the program, saved that file. Now, in that, what happens during the compilation process? It will read the source code, check for the errors, and if no error found in the syntax, no error found in the syntax, then the intermediate code, then what happens? Then it will convert it into the intermediate code, that is a byte code, and later it will be then after that, if no error found, it will be displayed. It will be converted into machine understandable code, which is read by the OS, and that will be finally gives result. We'll get it on the console, right? Let me show you with the help of diagram. Now, sum.py, this is a source code. I have saved this file. Now, the compilation process takes place where it will check for the syntaxes line by line. If no error found, then it will convert it into the bytecode with sum.pyc. This is a intermediate code, right? And this is an internal process. We need to take care of this thing. This is an internal process. After that, PVM. Now, what is PVM? Python Virtual Machine. What will it do? It will read for the bytecode, convert line by line, convert it into the machine understandable format. Now, what is a format? Machine understandable format, we all know it is a binary code, which is read by the OS, and finally, it gives the result and will be displayed. Right? After that, we have discussed about the high-level programming language. High-level programming language, we have two types of programming language, low-level and high-level programming language. We have discussed about it. Now, in the low-level programming language, whatever we have stored in the binary format, we will get it in the binary format. It will not provide us the result in the decimal number system format so that the end user, me or you or the programmer, will not understand that. Right? In spite of this, if we talk about the high-level programming language, because Python is a high-level programming language, whatever I'll store in the binary format. See, binary, octal, hexadecimal. Anything we'll store in this, we just need to follow the syntax. Like if I want to go ahead with the binary format, I'll be writing 0B. This is a syntax for this. That will represent the binary format. Now 10101001. Now what is this? We have two numbers in binary, 1 and 0. Now I don't know what actually the value of this. To understand the conversion, either I need to go ahead and do the conversion, then I'll be able to understand the value. But if I don't want to go ahead with this, because Python is a high-level programming language, I'll use the Python command prompt. I will get the output easily. Now, what is that? It is 85. It will automatically convert it into the decimal number system format, which is understandable by everyone. Now, if I write B is equal to octal number system, B is equal to, for octal number, we have 0O. This is a syntax for octal number. Now, 0O, let me write 1, 2, 4. We have the numbers 0 till 7. 0 till 7 in the octal number system. So I'm writing 1, 2, 4. I don't know the conversion. So let me write print B type of B. I want to make, if I want to know the conversion, I need to convert and then I'll be able to understand. Otherwise, go to the Python command prompt, you will get the output. Right? Now, C is equal to, let's take the hexadecimal number system. Let's take 0x. 0x. Now, let me write BEE 1, 2. Now, this is hexadecimal number system, which will be represented with 0x. Now, I'm writing 0x and we'll get the output. Print C. Need not to go ahead with the conversion. Print C. Type of C. Got the answer. Clear to everyone? This is what we have discussed till yesterday. Is this clear to everyone? Any questions? Please raise your hand or drop the message in the chat box. Or drop the message in the chat box. Clear to one student. What about the others? Only one student is replying. Can you please break down the different types of numbers? Yes, clear. Yes, we will discuss about it. We will discuss about it. Right now, we are discussing about the features only. So I'm just telling you this. I will let you know about the different number systems once we'll proceed further. No issues. No issues. Let's proceed further. Now, let's go ahead with the date 2. Let's go ahead with the date 2. Just a second. Just a second, students. Let me proceed with the date 2. Now, features of Python continued. We have discussed about it. Now, next feature. Robust programming language. Now, what do we understand by robust? Python is a robust programming language because of its exception handling. Now, what is exception handling? Exception is whenever we run the program, right? And we'll get the error. That is known as exception. And exception, when we'll talk about, will definitely generate the technical error messages, which is not understandable by anyone. Sometimes not even by the end user, right? So converting those technical error messages into the user-friendly error messages is known as exception handling, which makes the Python as a strong programming language, right? Which makes the Python as a robust programming language because of its exception handling. Next feature, extensible. Extensible. Why it is extensible? Because it is giving its programming facilities to the other languages also. Means we can write the Python code in C++ also. If we want to go ahead with this, Java also, we can write there also. So Python is one of the extensible programming. Next, embedded. What do we understand by embedded? Now, Python programming can call the other languages coding segments for fastest execution. Like if it wants to call the C programming code, it will be able to, so that it can go ahead with the fastest execution. Last, extensive support for the third-party APIs means a Python library can do many tasks and operations, but some complex operations cannot be done with this, right? So that is the only reason we'll be using the third-party APIs. Last but not the least, both functional and object-oriented programming language, because we can go ahead with the functional approach also. And if we want to go ahead with the OOPS approach, object-oriented approach, we can also go ahead with that. So this is about the features of Python. Let's proceed further. Now, identifiers and literals in Python. What do we understand by identifiers and literals? Identifiers means which helps us to identify, right? And literals is what? It is values. These are the values. We make the whatever inputs we make, they are known as the literals. Let's go ahead. Literals in Python are nothing but the values passing to the Python program. Now, programmatically, whenever we write any Python program, we make some inputs, right? As I've written, A is equal to 10 or A is equal to 15. Now, what is 15? The input we are making. The input we are making, the value we are giving is known as literal. Literal in Python are nothing but values passing to the Python program, right? So all types of values are known as literal. Now, if we talk about identifiers, whenever we make any input or literal, which is stored in the main memory by allocating the sufficient amount of memory space with the help of data type, right? Like if I write print A, type of A. Now, it will let us know what type of data type it is, what type of class it is. Now, in order to process the data which was stored in the main memory as a programmer, we need to give some distinct name to it, right? And we are giving that A. A is a distinct name which we have given us to understand this, which is helping us to identify the value stored in the main memory. So A is what? It is an identifier, which is also known as variable. Clear to you? So all type of inputs or literals must be stored in the form of variables. And all types of variables are called objects. Clear? Any questions? Any questions, students? No. Is this clear? Okay, Chaitanya wants to ask me the question. Yes, Chaitanya, please unmute yourself. Chaitanya, if you want to ask the question, you need to unmute yourself.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Chaitanya.
Yes, variables are case sensitive.
Sorry?
Variables are case sensitive.
Variables are case sensitive. Yes, they are. Variables are case sensitive. Yes, they are.
Okay, that
Okay.
is my question.
Anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay, fine. Fine. Let's proceed further. See, as I've told you, literals. Now, literals. In Python programming, we have 5 types of literals. Integer literal, floating point literal, str literal, boolean literal, and collection literal. We'll discuss about all in details. Let's go ahead now. Just a second, students. Now, variable, as I've told you, is an identifier whose values can be changed during the execution of the program. Now, there are certain rules which we need to follow. While proceeding with the identifier or variable in Python program, we need to follow some rules. Now, what are those rules? Variable name is a combination of alphabets, digits and a special symbol underscore only. The first letter of variable name must start either with an alphabet or underscore. Let me give you the example. We need to remember these rules. Now, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. If I write 1 ABC is equal to 23. Now, this is invalid. What have we got? We have got the index error. Why? As I've told you, it can be a combination of alphabets, digits, and a special symbol underscore, but it should always, the first letter of variable name must start either with an alphabet or with underscore, not with the digit. In spite of this, if I write salary 123 is equal to 45. Now, this is valid, acceptable also. In spite of this, if I write underscore sal is equal to 45, that is also acceptable, right? Let's change the sign and use the dollar sign. Salary is equal to 45. Again, we will get the syntax error, right? Now, if I'm using, as I've told you that it can be the combination of alphabets, digits, and underscore. But what about if I use after underscore, if I'll use, it can start with either with the alphabet or with the underscore. But if I'll go ahead and use the underscore, after that I'll use the digit, is it acceptable? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Right? Now, if I write underscore sal underscore is equal to 123. Accept. Underscore 123 underscore is equal to 45. This is also accept. Right? So it is a combination of alphabets, digits, and the special symbol underscore only. And the first letter should be of a variable should be alphabet or underscore. No special symbols are allowed within the variable. Please remember, even within the variable, no special symbols are allowed. If I use hash, hash is used for commenting purpose, right? If I write salary is equal to, sal is equal to 45, this is acceptable. Now, if I use employee space sal, now I'm using this special symbol sal is equal to 45. This is not acceptable. Invalid syntax. Right? Now, if I write salary hash, hash is used for commenting purpose of an employee is equal to 56. This is not acceptable. Why? Because this is used for commenting and it is displaying 45 because it will remember this only. Clear? Clear to you guys? No. Sai, is this clear or not clear? It's clear. Good. Clear. Good. Now, let's go ahead and use the another symbol. Is equal to invalid again. Right? Let's use any other symbol. Invalid. A hash sal is equal to 45. 15. Why? Because earlier we have given the value of A as 15. A as 15. See. Clear to everyone? Let's proceed further now. Let's go ahead. No keywords to be used as variable names. No keywords. Keywords are reserved for programming languages and they give specific meaning to the compiler. So we cannot go ahead with the keywords like else is equal to 45. It is not allowed. But if I'll use else 1 is equal to 45, it is acceptable. Else is not allowed, right? If I use if is equal to 45, I'll get the error. Now, in spite of this, I am using underscore if is equal to 45. That is acceptable. Integer is equal to 67. Is it acceptable? Is it acceptable? No. It is acceptable, but why? Because all the class names are not the keywords. This is a class name, right? Integer is a class name. So if I write print int, type of int, this is a class name. So all class names are not the keyword. So we can use this. Else and if are not allowed. Now, all variable names are case sensitive as asked by one of the student. Let me make you understand. Like if I'm writing age is equal to 90, right? Now age is equal to 20. Now let me write age is equal to 21. Now let me write is equal to 22. Right? Now print age, then age, then I get the output like this. So this is case sensitive. Right? Now, I always recommend you to go ahead and take the user-friendly variable names. Now, variable names can be as much big as much we want. Like if I write total salary of an employee, because even we cannot use space in this. 45. Is it acceptable? Yes, it is acceptable, but it is not recommended to go ahead with this. So what we can do is total underscore salary, because special symbol underscore is allowed. Employee is equal to 45. Now this is acceptable also and recommended also. Clear to you guys? Any questions still here? Any questions? Clear. Very good. All of these students seems to be from IT background itself. Are you people? Yes. Okay. Some of the students are saying no. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. Now let's proceed further. Now we'll be discussing about the data types in Python. This is about the literals and integers. Literals and integers or variables. After that, let's discuss about the data types in Python. As I've told you, its data type remains same on all the OSs, operating systems, right? Now we have different type of data types. Let's discuss about them. Now, if we are talking about the data types, Purpose of data type is to allocate the sufficient amount of memory space for storing the values or literals in the memory of the computer. Which memory? Main memory of the computer. We have 14 data types or classes in Python, which are classified into 6 categories. Now, first one is fundamental category data type. Fundamental category data type. Now, in this, when we talk about the fundamental category data type, in this we have integer, we have float, we have bool, and we have complex. In the fundamental category data type, we have integer value, float value, bool, and complex value. Let's discuss about it. After that, second data type. I've told you it is classified into 6 category. Second is the sequence category data type. Now, in the sequence category data type, we have the SGR, bytes, then byte array, and range. This is about the sequence category. Third, we have the list category data type. In list, we have list and tuple. Next, what do we have? Set category data type. Now, in the set category data type, we have set and frozen set. Next, dict category data type. In the dict, we have dict type. Then we have none type data type. Sorry, we have none type data type. I forgot to put the hash in front of that. That is used for commenting. None type data type. So it only has the none type. So how many types of data types we have? 14 data types classified into 6 categories. Clear till here? Clear till here? Any questions? No questions. Very good. So this is about the data types in Python. Let's start with let's proceed with the fundamental category data type. Now, when we talk about the fundamental category data type, in the fundamental category data type, students, as I've told you, sorry, we have int, float, bool, and complex. Purpose of this is to store the single value in the single object or variable. Whatever we are storing will be stored in the form of object, right? So it will store the single value in the single object or variable. Now let's discuss about in the fundamental category, we have int, float, bool, and complex. Now let's talk about integer value. Let's talk about int. Let's take a is equal to 10. Int is what? Int is a predefined class and treated as a fundamental category data type. It stores the integer data, integral data, or the whole numbers, or we can say the numbers without decimal places. Now, if I write print a type of a, we'll get the class. What type of data type? This is the integer, right? Now, a is equal to minus 25. Print a type of a. Again, integer data type. Now let me write b is equal to 0. Now, Print A, type of A. Oh, sorry, I need to write print B, type of B. So what type of data type it is? This is the integer data type. Now, if I'm writing A is equal to 12, B is equal to 34, and let me write C is equal to A plus. Now print A, type of A, print B, type of B, print C, type of C. What are we getting? Integer data type. Right? Now, next we have is, let me take one more example. A is equal to -10. B is equal to -12. C is equal to A plus B. Now, print A, type of A. Print B, type of B. Print C, type of C. Got there. Right? Now, in the integer data type, we can store the different types of number system data, which we were discussing. Now, we'll be discussing about the different number system in integer data type tomorrow. Tomorrow in the third demo session. And I'll tell you also how the conversion also takes place. Right? Fine with you guys? Fine with you guys? Now let's wind up the session here only. We'll see you in the third demo session. If you people are satisfied with my teaching, go ahead and enroll yourself as early as possible, because till today, the recording will be uploaded on the YouTube channel. From tomorrow onwards, the recording will not be uploaded. And from the fourth session, the Zoom link will be changed. So go ahead and join the session. Go ahead and join the WhatsApp community link and follow the announcement option. We'll see you tomorrow, students. Till then, take care of yourself. Goodbye and keep practicing. Thank you.
You don't understand.